On Tuesday, the Secretary of the Attorney-General's Department said that the Attorney-General had wanted him to point out that the government was prepared to consider a specific senior role for the President of the Human Rights Commission. But yesterday the Prime Minister said that she was not asked to resign and no inducement had been offered. Prime Minister, what is the government's story today?
She has not been asked to resign. No inducement has been offered, as the President of the Human Rights Commission herself has said.
I refer to evidence at Senate estimates that the Secretary of the Attorney-General's Department took notes of his phone call with the Attorney-General, where a specific role for the President of the Human Rights Commission was discussed. Given the seriousness of these allegations, will the government release the notes?
They're notes that belong to the gentleman that made them, whom we have total trust and confidence in.
Yesterday, the Minister said in relation to the role the government offered the President of the Human Rights Commission, and I quote, "I can advise that no such offer was made." In fact, the Secretary said that the Attorney-General had wished me to point out that the government was prepared to consider a specific senior role. If the Minister believes what the Secretary said, why did she say the exact opposite to him?
Yesterday I said that no such inducement had been offered, and I said that she was not asked to resign and that no such job offer had been made.
On Tuesday, the Secretary of the Attorney-General's Department said a specific role was considered for the President of the Human Rights Commission. Minister, what was that role?
There was no job offer made to the President of the Human Rights Commission. There was no request for her to resign, and there was no inducement offered. A role was raised that related to international affairs. As the Secretary of the Attorney-General's Department said in Senate estimates, it was a sensitive matter that he did not wish to give details of in Senate estimates, so I don't give details of it.
What is the difference between a specific role and a job offer?
There is a world of difference, Madam Speaker. It depends who raised the issue of the role, and no specific job offer was made.
I refer to the Foreign Minister's previous answer in question time, where she said there was no request for her to resign and no inducement offered. A role was raised that related to international affairs. Now that the government has finally admitted a role was discussed, why won't the government tell Australians what it was?
Madam Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition should stop verballing the Minister for Foreign Affairs. If he is going to quote the Minister for Foreign Affairs, he should quote her accurately and in full.